Hello, this is Rick, and in this short video, we're going to show you how to load data into SQL using SQLite. Okay, again, here's what we're going to do. Once you've downloaded the data and you know you've saved it as a CSV file, you're going to go New Database, New. You're going to give it a name. Patient visits is what I think it was, right? And stick it somewhere you can find it. I stick everything in documents. Right? It already exists because I've done this a few times, so we're going to do that. Now you'll get this screen that says Edit Table Definition. That's fine if you were going to create a table. We're going to import a table, so we don't need to worry about that. So you can close that or cancel it. Now go, right? So we have our database created. Now we have to get the data. So we're going to go File. We're going to go Import. And then we're going to go table from CSV. So that's why it's important when you download that table from the assignment on Canvas that you download it as a CSV file. So again, just to go over again, upper left-hand corner, File, go down to Import, import table from CSV. Now we've got to find it. So I usually stick that stuff in my downloads file. So there it is. And then here's our visits. So we're going to click that, select open, and this looks like our table. So we're going to go that. Now, it may be worth your time just to go and browse the data. And you can see it here, right? So we have Bobby Jackson, the age, all these other things, the insurance provider, and what have you. So now what we need to do is to run the query. Okay, so to run the query, SQLite is a little bit different than MySQL or some of the SQL that some of you are familiar with. Best way to do it, in my opinion, copy this text as is. All right, right mouse click, and then you're going to go back to MySQL, or I'm sorry, SQLite. So we're going to go to SQLite and we're going to paste that command in and run the query. To do that, we're going to click this tab called Execute SQL. That is the command line. Now we're going to, right on line 1, we're going to paste these commands. Let's take a look at what these mean. Select is the big command in SQL. So in other words, we're going to select anything that is from the medical condition field, and we're going to count it. We're going to, star means count everything, and we're going to label that count as count. And then from is the table that we are taking it from. And then we're order by count. In other words, we're going to arrange them in order by the count of each of these. So then we click over here, the arrow, and if you hover over that, you'll see the command and it'll say execute. And all of a sudden we have a count. What does this mean? This means from the table of tens of thousands of visits, we have 9,308 with arthritis, 9,304 with diabetes, and so on. So that's how you run those commands, right? Then we got to get it into a CSV. So let's do that. And the way we can do that, we go save file, the results view, and we click on that. and then it'll say export to CSV. And then you save it, and this is what you would upload for the assignment. Okay, so we're going to go back to SQLite. All right. And just to review how we did that before with the data, new database, right? We'll just call this patient visits. Can't type today. It's a weekend, right? All right. So here it is. We get added table definition, right? If you already have the data and it's still loaded in, don't worry about it. You don't have to redo it. But in this case, I took it out, so I have to do it again. So now I'm going to go File, Import, CSV. I go to my downloads. I add it in. Go here. Now, when I browse the data, always a good idea to browse your data and make sure it's there, right? Now we're going to go to this Execute SQL tab right over here. And then we're going to paste in our commands. Whoops. Let me go back and grab them. And they're over on the assignment. So you can do the same thing. Just go ahead and copy that. Go back to your SQL Lite, right? And then we're going to paste it in. We hit the blue arrow to execute the command. And what do we have here? We have a count of United Healthcare patients of 11,125. I need this as a CSV file. So I'm going to go over here to Save Results View. And as you hover over all these, they will display what they do. So I'm going to go that. I'm going to export it to a CSV. And field separator, you can leave, whatever, and then just save it, right? And then you have to give it a name. You can call it United Healthcare, whatever I had it in there, right? And that's all you need. So anyway, I hope you found this useful. So please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and we'll see you online. Bye now.